Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all doing? Well, we're starting, and you know how it is. I don't usually do this until we have about half a dozen people in here. So let's put you on hold and enjoy some music. See you in a little bit. See what we're gonna put on for y'all. Uh, yeah, we'll do this. What's up, Dutch Fly? How you doing, brother? How you doing, Ron? The riots in England is about the farmers' rights and stuff like that that's going on. They, the farmers out there are not getting paid what they are supposed to get paid. What's up, C4? How you doing? But it's more, it's a whole entire economic riots. I mean, it's more than just one riot. It's a lot. It's a bunch of stuff it's a bunch of smaller things that are combining into one that's pissing a lot of people off. Yeah, it is C4. It is. I'm glad to hear that. What's up, Fluffy? How you doing, brother? Eh, I'm I'm okay, I guess. Getting over this sickness. Anyways, so how are all y'all? What's up, Kitty? How you doing, Vanessa? Yeah, there's a lot of road work. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But good morning, survival. It's not a good place to be doing this, but whatever. I'm glad to hear that, Vanessa. I'm glad to hear that. A lot of things is building up. The basic man is starting to, how do I put this? The basic man is getting fed up with the world. And it's every little thing. It's not just one big, you know, big scene. It's a lot of small things that are eating at everybody. Everything from the wages at work to the increases of living, just gas prices alone, just basic needs is getting too high to live anymore. And everybody falls back onto COVID that rose the prices. But no, it's not. It wasn't that 2 years of nothing. The world was still functioning even during the COVID crisis. It has been building up for the last 20 years. And now the world is finally at a landslide. The world has finally pushed and pushed and pushed the barriers too far up on either side that it's collapsing in on themselves. And before Humans could survive 20 years ago. What's up, Bootsy? How you doing, bro? It is. It definitely is. Even whether you live in the city or whether you live outside of the city, I mean, even if you live in a rural town, it's hard to survive. There is no out, and the world does not care because you still have to work. You still have to feed yourself. You still have to clothe yourself. You still have to pay for gas. The world does not stop for you. The world will not stop for you. The world will never stop. The whole thing of anarchy is a facade, also, because in the world there's two things: you work and you suffer, or you stop and you die. Oh, what's up, sis? How you doing? Sorry, Bootsy. Uh, I knew another person named Bootsy. I'm sorry, KK. But yeah, the world does not stop for anybody. uh, I I'm human, Bootsy. You know, but the world, the world itself, it's not globalization. It is unification. The world is going to, I hate saying it, but the world is going to a one world order. That means everybody in this one world has to follow the same guidelines, has to follow the same rules, regulations. They all have to. And if you look at it, every time the price increases in work or pay, that affects everything else. Everything is like Ouroboros. It is a continuation of itself. If if you raise a salary by 10%, okay, that means they have to cover, as a business, they have to cover that 10%. Sorry, if they raise your pay by $2, okay, if they raise your pay by $2, they have to raise everything else by $4. That means $2 is going to you for your pay. That other $2 is going to them to make up for that excess. So everything gets increased by 2%. What's up, Squatch? How you doing? What's up, Shire? How you doing? I mean, the American way is business. The American way does not care about the individual's life. You say you quit your job today. You're replaceable within 24 to 48 hours. And that's with everything. Everything is, we have turned into a replace ideology, ideology, a replacement ideology. Doesn't matter what. 50 years ago, things were made to last. That's why you didn't see that many cars coming out. Now you see a new car coming out every year. You see a new TV coming out every 6 months. You see a laptop, you see a computer coming out every 3 months. You see something always, something better, something newer. Cell phones are coming out every 6 months, new. Because we have been taught to throw away everything. We have been taught to spend, spend, spend. Because the world has taught us that you cannot take your money with you. So be in debt for all your life. And that is the way of everything. Just like new cars, new car dealers, they want you to trade in your car for a brand new car. Are you done paying off on your car? No, that's fine. They will just roll over your loan onto your new loan, the remaining balance of your first loan onto your new loan. You will never see it. That's why they always want you to take out a mortgage on your home. That's why they always want you to take out, they always want you to take out money. They always tell you to take out money from your 401k because you can always pay back your 401k because they think, yes. Yeah, Ron. What's up, Sid Vitch? How you doing, brother? The world has manipulated us into believing that we cannot go on without the newest thing, the newest clothing, the newest phone. We have to be recognized. And that's what keeps us in check. That's what keeps us, under the thumb. Oh, it's been ran by the unelected billionaires. I mean, since the beginning of time, Shire. The rich has always ruled everything. There has never been a poor person to rule because the poor does not have the education. The poor does not have they are not corrupted like the billionaires, but they are easily swayed into corruption because of money. If If you give the poor X amount of money that they've never even seen before, they will do backflips for. You know, all you have to say is, I'll give you $1 million. In today's economy, $1 million is nothing. But to somebody that's poor, somebody that's never had $1 million, most poor people work their whole entire life and still can't even make $1 million in their lifetime because of the way the economy is. And if you look at it with farmers and stuff like that, like the riots that's going on in Europe right now, they believe that they are worth more than what they believe that their product is worth more than what they are selling it for or what they're getting paid for. It's like, how much is a bag of potatoes? Okay. In America, a bag of potatoes, a 10-pound bag of potatoes is $5, right? Well, to make that 10 pounds of potatoes and everything, it costs $20. Oh, yeah, I said, yeah, I know. Yeah, most can, Sid. Most can. But the sad thing is, if you look at everybody in America that has won the lottery, just in the last, say, the last 20 years, okay, there has been a massive majority of poor people that have won the lottery. And I'm talking about 20, 30, $40 million. And they were broke. They were back to being poor again in almost 10 years because they thought that that money would never run out and they overspent. There was one guy in Minnesota. He was poor, lived in a 2-bedroom shack and everything in Minnesota, won $65 million. He overspent everything. He bought a $5 million house. He bought boats. He bought a shitload of stuff. And within 5 years, he was already filing bankruptcy. He was spending more money than what he was pulling in monthly from the lottery. It goes back to the saying, you know, you can make a rich man poor and a poor man rich. The poor man will become poor again, where the rich man will become rich again. And it's kind of the same saying as, you know, you can feed a man a fish and he'll be fed for a day. Teach a man a fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life. That's the thing. The poor does not know how to hold money. Once they get that money, it is automatically already thought out how it's spent, what they're going to spend it on, and how fast they can spend it. Yes and no, Sid. Poor people know how to be happy while being poor, but they don't know how to be happy when the money runs out. If they come into money and everything, they're already spending it. They're, and once they get that money, they will never be happy again. Once they get that money and once they spend it, they'll never be happy again. Look at the downfall of a lot of Japanese during the 80s. Okay? In the 80s, you know, Japan was one of the richest countries. Like they had multiple millionaires. And then the 90s hit. I think it was like 95 where Japan's economy crashed. All those millionaires and everything lost their millions. And most of them committed suicide, you know, because they did not have the money to support their families. They did not have money. Drives you crazy. Right, Sid. Money buys you temporary happiness and doesn't buy you forever happiness. But once somebody gets that taste of money, what's up, Adenir? How you doing? Right, Shire. And that's the thing. This world controls everybody now because this world relies on that almighty dollar or pound or whatever currency that you're in. The world revolves and craves money because money is, in a lot of people's minds, money is your safety net. It's not happiness, it's a safety net. And people get into depression and everything after they realized how much their worth is. You bust your ass all week long, say $500 a week. When you get paid, you know, after you see all the taxes and everything come out and you have $500, that is good. That is a good amount of money. Well, should I say was a good amount of money. By the time you get groceries, you buy a week's worth of groceries at a store now, you're looking between $100 to $200 a week for food. You're also looking at your car payment. You're looking at everything else. You know, you got to have a car to go to work. You got to have a good car to go to work. So, you know, your new car payment is what, $400 a month? Then that full coverage insurance, which is what, around $75 to $100 a month. Then your water bill, your electricity, especially if you live here in Texas or you live somewhere hot or somewhere that's really cold, that electricity eats through, especially during the intense times of the season where you have to spend extra electricity. Like here in Texas, with my AC and everything, What the fuck is this? Hold on. I got a delivery for some reason. Correct, Sid. Correct. Give me a second. Let me see what the hell's in my driveway. Well, my 8 by 12-foot greenhouse has arrived. Look at that. About damn time. All right. I gotta drop some. I gotta drop my back seat. Put this in. Do 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 do. But the world doesn't understand this. The majority of the world does not. The majority of the world is controlled through fear. Fear is the controlling factor of a lot of stuff. They make people fear. They make just like that's why preppers and stuff are the way they are. They fear over things that they cannot control, right? And it's a good motivation. It's kind of it's also a kind of form of manipulation. Also, it started because of the depression. People did not want to trust banks. People did not want to trust, you know, anybody holding onto their money except for themselves. That's why you hear the older generation that are still around that did survive through those times say that they do not want to relive what's going on. Oh yeah, being ready is always good. It's just there's a difference between being ready and being scared. Give me a second, y'all. Talk with each other. I'll be right back. Let me load this in the car. I'll be right back, y'all. Right, Sid. I'll be right back, fam. Sure. right. I'll get everything back in here. What's up, Hobbs? How you doing, brother? Whew. What's up? My new project just came in. How you doing, Hobbs? So, we are going to, K-Bob hasn't left the car. It's in my pocket, you stupid car. Anyways. Yeah, I know, right? I'll put it together real quick. But, yeah, this is a metal and polycarbonate greenhouse. We're going to turn this into Miss Stars. We're going to turn this into Miss Stars' office. Going to put a split unit in it. Oh, you know, it's good. It's good, Hobbs. It's good. Good, brother. Trying to get over this new COVID. But, yeah. Going to put this 8x12 together as the wife's new little office / she shed. Then if it's good, if it's, you know, if it's up to snuff and everything, then I'll be making a well, shit. I think I lost. I think it fell out the back. I'm in a Fiat. I'm in a Fiat trying to. Yep. See. Anyways. All right. Give me a second, Sam. And y'all give me a second. Let me go surprise the wife and tell her, what's up, Gambino? What's up, Andy? How you doing, brother? Give me 1 second. Let me put y'all on hold again. Let me go run. Run these breakfast tacos and everything into the wife. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Andy. I'll be back. Talk with each other. Love y'all. Be right back. Sure. Yeah. I'm back, you beautiful rump monkeys. Anyways, so now I got an 8x12 greenhouse that I need to set up. Well, technically it's not a greenhouse, but technically it is a greenhouse. I mean, got to do some reinforcements and everything in it, but like put a floor panel and stuff like that. But let's go take a walk and see how the land I've been doing is coming along, because I need to do a bonfire, get rid of a lot of the wood and everything that I've been cutting down, and see how that goes. This put a whole entire different chain in my gears for today. Put a wrench in my gears, should I say. Yeah. So this is the whole entire area over here. Need to burn this pile. Need to burn that. Then going out through here. Going out through here is going to be our new driveway. Still have to fall down a bunch of trees and everything in it. That is where, after I get all that mowed and everything, that's where the 8x10 is going to go. It's going to go on pier and beam. Gotta do some concrete work and everything on it. But anyways, whew. So what would y'all like to talk about today? I did have a whole entire mindset, but I'm like a goldfish. My memory, if I get distracted from what I was talking about, I forget it, and I can never recall what it was. But so survival. What is survival? What is, in this day of age, what is survival? Survival is not a big, glorious, end of the world thing anymore. It's not. Survival is an everyday occurrence now. I mean, just going to work, you may or may not come back home. Just being in public, you don't know if something's going to happen. You don't know anybody's mental state anymore. survival is a abused and absurd word anymore. There is no great story at the end of the day. There isn't. There's not, you know, the movie makers are not going to make a movie about your everyday life. They're not going to say, oh, good job, you were able to eat this week. The grocery stores are not going to give a shit if you go in there and say, I don't have that extra $20 for my baby's formula, or I need this I need this bread to make my children's sandwiches this week. They're not going to help you with that. Even the government is, because so many people have abused and used and overused the system for so long that it has truly hurt everybody in the times of need that we actually need. Stuff like food stamps, stuff like WIC, you know, things to help people keep going. That's a thing of the past. It's easier for a homeless person to get more benefits than the actual person that's paying taxes for all these benefits. It's easier for somebody that's never put a dime into work to get unemployment. It's easier for somebody to never pay a single dime in taxes to get food stamps or to get disability. This world is set to help with a delusional thought or a delusional hope than actually help the ones that truly need help. You know, they won't even give, you know, poor people in rural state and like rural towns seeds to grow for a garden. You know why? Because it's a reoccurring food source. That it goes to that whole thing. If you give a man a fish, they eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats forever. If they gave people and taught people how to grow their own food, to self-sustain themselves, the system would collapse in on itself. That's why after World War II, they stopped with the Victory Garden. They stopped with telling people to grow their own food, grow their own vegetables, self-sustain certain things. Because they realized after World War II, when everything was going back to normal, that people were relying on those gardens more than they were going to the grocery store. So that shut down the economy a little bit. That's what the government fears. The government fears that if their citizens can't rely on them, that they can't control their citizens. That's why they try putting gun controls into effect. That's why they try putting all these other laws into effect to try to contain and control the citizens in another way. They don't give a damn about the gangs. They don't give a damn about, gun lords that can sell guns to whoever or wherever. They don't care about the gangs that can get their hands on these guns on the black market. With all the technology that we have and everything, why do we care more about Andy Gambino with an AR-15 than we do about Hobbs Horror that has a gang in, South Compton that has, 500 AK-47s? Why do we care about Andy Gambino with an AR-15? Because Andy is following the laws. Andy is getting his gun registered, getting, the license to carry this stuff. So it's easy to track him. It's not easy to track Hobbs and his gang until they do something. And even when they do something, they're too slow to react. Right, Hobbs. Right. It's easier to track one individual because you're in a system. And it's easy to go to that house. Right, brother? Bladed weapons. Lovely thing. Bladed weapons don't use serial codes, serial numbers. Bladed weapons can't be traced. Bladed weapons can be concealed anywhere. But you don't see the police, you don't see the FBI, you don't see the government going crazy over knives or swords, machetes. you don't see them going over that. I mean, something as simple as a number 2 ballpoint pencil. I mean, a number 2 pencil. That can kill somebody far quicker than a gun. Because for one, you need to have good aim. My favorite blade, depends. Depends on the circumstance, brother. For a good hack and slash, something with power behind it, a good 1.5-hand bastard sword. It's got weight to slice through anything. If it goes dull, you can still break bones with it. It doesn't need the tender care and protection as a katana does. It doesn't need the skill a katana does. You know, you could even go with something as a scimitar. A 2-handed scimitar is a beast of a weapon. It's good for clearing out. It's good for, hitting more than one person. Lances are good. I do like a good battle spear. If you want a good self-defense weapon that you can take anywhere, there's a company that made it's a full like walking stick spear. They sell it at I think it's Cold Steel that makes it. I believe Cold Steel makes it. But you need to look it up. It's a tactical battle spear. You can use it as a walking stick. You can use it as a self-defense weapon. I mean, it's about 5.5 foot long. I mean, if you want something that you can carry around with you all the time, get a good Scottish blackthorn walking stick. It's made from the blackthorn root. The blackthorn walking stick can break bones. Like, it's hard enough, it's sturdy enough, it's pretty much damn near indestructible. And you can carry it anywhere. And you don't need any training whatsoever for it. If you know how to swing a baseball bat, you can use a blackthorn walking stick. I mean, it's good for home defense and everything. Like, in true survival, swords, stuff like that, they're not, I mean, they're going to be a last resort weapon. They are. Yeah. It's better to have something that you know that if you need to survive, if you need to defend yourself with, especially in today's world where everything and anything some snowflake Karen is going to pitch a fit about, a blackthorn walking stick, nobody's going to suspect that it's a weapon. Nobody's going to suspect that you can use that to literally hurt somebody. Because they think it's a walking stick. But it's just as deadly as a battle axe. It's just as deadly as a sword. It's just as deadly as a Bowie knife. But if you want blades on you, if you want something to take care of somebody, get a full tang Tanto. Get a Tanto blade. A Tanto blade can go through thick leather. It can pierce through body armor. And it's perfect for going between ribs. I mean, it's an armor piercer. It will go through a sternum. And there's plenty of tacticals, or get a good karambit. A good karambit, you can't go wrong with a karambit knife. I've got a Russian drop point. It's called a drop point Stinger. It's 2 inches. It will go through anything. It's a Kovacic. It's a Kovacic all-purpose knife. It runs probably about $15, $20. Depends on where you get it. Blades never failed me. And it's a quick draw, quick deploy. The thing I tell people, don't listen to other people when you buy a knife. A knife is a soul weapon. I've been blacksmithing for over 20 years. What's up, Eli, brother? Don't choose just any knife that somebody tells you to buy. A knife is, what I mean by a soul weapon is, a knife has to call to you. And it's hard shopping online for knives because you can't see the knife per se. When I say a knife calls to you, I mean, it's the first knife that you notice in a case. It's the first knife that, as soon as it goes into your hand, it's a perfect fit. It bonds to you. I've had wooden handle knives that called to me, and they had no finger stop grip. They had nothing, but that wood stuck in my hand and it would not move. It has to have everything. A gun is something else. A gun, anybody can pick up any kind of gun and use it no matter what it is. But a knife is different. A blade is different. It was made, each blade that is actually handmade calls to an individual. Kind of like, you may think I'm crazy, but it's like Harry Potter, okay? Like, that one wand calls to you. Correct, correct, Adair. You know, it's something that you cannot explain. Knives have been with humans since the dawn of time, since we've learned how to make a edged weapon. It's been with us like a faithful companion. And yes, a lot of us have lost the technique, the ability. Most people say, oh, it's a pocket knife, I can use it. And look how many times people get hurt by it. You know, like, there's something different from big box stores that are mass produced and handcrafted. Big box store knives and stuff like that, they have no soul because there's not a blacksmith making it. There's not a blacksmith pouring his blood, his sweat, his tears into creating that. It's a machine that relentlessly pounds it out. And there's people in that factory that hate their life and hate their job that go to that place every day. So you will get knives that will cut you, will hate you, because it's built around that kind of, you know, mindset, that kind of feelings. But if you work with a box, like a big box knife company, and weed out, you wean out that hate, that whatever bad mojo that was put into that blade, it will work for you as long as you show it that love, as long as you care for it. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a, I don't know. People say I'm a people say I'm crazy about metal. Like, even when I blacksmith, I wouldn't grab certain metals. Like, if I got a bad aura off of a sheet of metal, I wouldn't use it. I would go to another piece of metal. And carbon steel, you feel that. You feel it in carbon steel. Carbon steel has the pate of the world in it for some reason. I don't know why. But, you know, I've had my hands on everything. I've had my ups, I've had my downs. I've created and I've destroyed. But trust me when I tell you this. Do not buy the first blade that you think is cool. Make sure it calls to you. Like one of my good friends, Shadow Scout Swede, he bought a Falkeneven F1. It's like $1,000 blade. And don't get me wrong, Falkeneven is a good knife company. Don't get me wrong. But he bought that knife and he's never used it. Because it's $1,000 blade. And if you do that, you regret it. Get something that you will use. Even if it's a $20 flea market special from Pakistan. You know what? Pakistan has some of the best carbon steel knives. Yeah, when it comes to you, it's not sharp. It's not whatever. But you know what? It's handmade. And those bone handles and wood is actual real bone and real wood. It will last you if you take care of it. And it'll be better than Gerber or whatever. As long as you resharpen it and you use it. Alright, family. I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here and everything. I gotta clear this land and everything. I'll do a video and everything of after I burn this pile and everything and get stuff going. Then I'll show you what I'm doing with this greenhouse, turning it into, my wife's office and everything. All right. I love you, family. Now take care. All right. It's good to be back. It's good to see all y'all. I love y'all. Take care, family.